Now let's talk to our East Midlands reporter, Will Hollis, who's out in the cold this morning. Morning, Will.
Oh, he looks cold.
Good morning. You know, the weather has certainly changed. We were going from, 18, 19, 20 degrees just a few days ago. Now it's below freezing, and you can see there's snow all over the houses here in Grantham, where we are today for On Your Doorstep. Let's take you a little bit of a tour around where we are. It's a fairly nice residential area. We're a little bit outside of the market town. Lots of people don't seem to be awake yet, but we have already done a bit of a recce, done a little bit of a tour, and the lights are on in this house right here. So we're going to see if we can have a bit of a chat. On Your Doorstep, it's about talking to real people about real issues, regular everyday folk, and the things that they get up to, as well as what they think about the main news stories. So I'm really hoping that somebody is going to be here today. Yeah, there's movement. There's life in this one. Hello, good morning. Hi. You're live on GBNews on TV and on radio. It seems that you're one of the only people that's awake right now on this street. Is it okay if we have a bit of a chat to you?
Yes, fine.
So I'm Will. I cover the East Midlands. We're in your patch today in Grantham. What's your name and what do you do for a living?
My name is Richard Coppin. We're retired at the moment, but I was a graphic designer, illustrator, now a published author and a poet. All sorts of things, really.
And retired life, how's that going for you right now in terms of, we've got cost of living crisis, you might have a bit of money stocked away, you might be, getting your pension, but I'm sure your bills are going up like most people's.
Well, let's face it, it's a 54% increase. For people who are working, they've got the national insurance hike. Notwithstanding the fact that there's going to be fallout from the war with Ukraine. All those things added together makes us a darn sight worse than the financial crash that we had some years ago. And it's akin to people really who, we're living in a world now, especially with the 21st century. We're supposed to be living in a time that's full of optimism, and yet we've got food banks that are growing exponentially. So it's not a good call, is it?
And what about the decisions that you're going to have to make? Are you going to be changing the way that you do certain things in your home or the way that you live your life?
Much more of this.
Switching the lights off
and limiting the amount of gas we use. Thankfully, the spring's around the corner and the summer's going to be here, so that gives you a little bit of breathing space. But, when it comes to next winter, who knows? It's almost like COVID's been forgotten as well, because the war's dominating the news, so we don't get to hear that so much. But it's not gone away. And so you've got this layer upon layer of trouble. Although, having said that, when you look at businesses around the town and how they're coping, it's a wonder they've survived at all.
And in terms of Grantham, there's a lot of people from maybe different backgrounds, different maybe jobs and that sort of thing. How do you think people in Grantham are going to feel when this squeeze really does start to hit from today?
Well, I think they're going to have to be flexible and inventive. From my son's point of view, he runs a music academy, and when COVID hit, for instance, they had to be quite inventive themselves and go on to like a Zoom way of learning. He teaches drums, so that's really a one-to-one physical thing, and doing it over Zoom was something that he had to it was a challenge that he turned into opportunity. So he actually did better through the Zoom way of dealing with things.
Richard, we're taking a tour around Grantham. Thanks so much for speaking to us today. There's still loads more left in the programme. We aren't going anywhere. It is a little bit cold, but we're still out here in Grantham. Back to you in the studio.
Lovely, Will. Thank you. I wonder if Richard will let him in for a cup of tea.
Well, they need to close that front door one way or the other, don't they? Because all the heat's coming out. Yeah.